Hi, Kevin. Please, could you confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, I can. I got in. Sorry, trouble with I guess the broken link before.
Oh, okay. Totally understand that. All right. Now that you're here, I think
Yeah,
we just
great.
have to dive right in because like we've lost around almost 20 minutes. Okay. So
Yeah,
for everyone who has stayed with us, thank you so much for your patience. And yeah, so we will begin immediately. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask, I think we'll make about 10 minutes to take your questions, right? So get them ready. So, welcome, Kevin, and it's great to have you here. Please, could you give us like a quick introduction of the team behind Propbase and maybe a little bit of background, and then we can just dive right into the overview.
yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I first I'd like to say, I'm very timely. We were trying to get on. I was talking with your team about getting the right link, and so I apologize, I guess, to everyone there. I've been a big, crypto miners participant before in the community, in the chat, and so I know some of you guys, probably listening today, and yeah, really happy to be here, and talk about, what we're passionate about, what we're building. So I'm Kevin Gose. I'm the founder and CEO of Propbase. Propbase is a next-gen real estate tokenization platform building on the Aptos blockchain. And users can come on the platform. We offer fractional ownership for real estate investments. So anyone can really now participate and access some of the most resilient real estate assets through our platform. And entry point is really as low as $100. Users, they can have the same benefits that you would have from owning an entire property, such as rental yield or asset appreciation. And we offer that liquidity solution, which is really, if you want to sell your token to another prop-based user on our platform, you can do so at really any time and from anywhere. And I guess a little bit about, our backgrounds and our team. We have a probably one of the best and strongest teams, in prop tech, Web3, focused on tokenization of real world assets, really in Southeast Asia. I've been personally building prop tech platforms for the last 10 years. Built multiple successful businesses, sold those businesses, and so Propbase is kind of our fourth iteration. So it's kind of how we, I guess, how we would say, it's what we're focusing on for the next 5 years, and that's really kind of cool, right? Because we're building a long term business that we're very passionate about, very excited about. On our leadership team, there's two other gentlemen. So there's uh, Hudson Lung, who's an American, lives in Southeast Asia for a long time, about 10 years. And then Jesse Gage. And we're all close friends. We've all worked together. We've all done businesses together. We've all been in the you could say the tech space for about the last 10 years. And yeah, I mean we're quite excited. So I have a technical background. Hudson largely handles legal finance. Jesse does a lot of our amazing Facebook posts, everything. And then we have a technical team below us. We have part-time moderators for community development. And probably one of the most exciting things that we're here today and definitely to talk with the community about is our upcoming IDO, which actually starts tomorrow and will be lasting for the next few days. So the whitelist round opens tomorrow at 1900 UTC, and so we're quite excited. We've obviously coming on this show here with you guys. We wouldn't be remiss if we obviously would have to have some form of incentive for everyone listening in, and so we've got our last five whitelist spots for people who are listening in. If you want to grab one of those whitelist spots, we're just basically going to say, first come, first serve. Just go onto our website. At the top of the website, go in and fill a 1-minute form, and then you'll get an email from one of our team members maybe in the next hour. And so we'll do that for the last 5 remaining whitelist spots. Actually, we have 7 remaining whitelist spots, but we've allocated 5 for everyone here. And so yeah, that's I guess an introduction about our leadership team and a little bit about Propbase as well.
All right. Thank you for that intro. Now, we will come and talk more about the IDO, but I would like to ask, for the benefit of our community listening and investors who might be interested in the Propbase, I imagine that there was some sort of problem that you must have experienced, and that led to the idea idea of Propbase. So what exactly are the benefits of your platform? Like, what exactly are the benefits Propbase brings to real estate investment?
Yeah, great question. So we're solving what we consider to be about, let's say, 4 main issues facing the industry today. And as someone like myself, I've bought and sold many properties over the last 10 years in America, here in Southeast Asia as well. And real estate investment has kind of, let's say, remained the same way for the last 50 or 70 years. And if you look at the information sector, right, completely disrupted by the internet, right? If you look at the financial sector, disrupted by the internet and blockchain cryptocurrency. And so real estate really is, yet to be disrupted, but is now on this big trajectory of, tokenization of real world assets, specifically real estate, is one of the biggest trends, I would say, going on right now. And it provides real world utility for, blockchain based companies, right? So the biggest problem is it's incredibly tedious to buy a property. Takes multiple months. You have to have a lot of capital. You have to be a high net wealth individual, or you have to be maybe a small fund to get into some of the best real estate investments. So our platform, through tokenization, offers fractional ownership, which reduces the barrier to entry. So now people with, let's say, between $10,000 and $20,000, even as low as $100, they can participate in properties we tokenize on our platform. So we solve the barrier to entry problem. And our whole mission is to democratize real estate investment, make it accessible for everyone. For the longest time, it's been reserved for the elite, the high net wealth, or people who just otherwise have access. And the second real problem is fees. So transacting property, working with things like real estate agents, title brokers, everything really just ends up in maybe a 6 to 10% of the total asset value of the property being transacted ends up in fees from third-party providers. So through our platform and the tokenization process, as well as the automation of smart contracts, we're able to streamline the transferability of those tokens, therefore reducing fees and essentially using smart contracts for what they're designed to be for, which is the redundancy of administrative tasks or unnecessary labor, right? So low fees is one of the biggest ones. The next one is liquidity, right? So when investing in an asset, it's very hard to get your money back out. Through our secondary P2P marketplace, users who come on, if they want to invest, $1,000, and let's say each token is worth $100, which represents the underlying asset, then they're able to, put that on our P2P marketplace and sell 1 token or 2 tokens if they need to free up cash for let's say, other investments or, other assets. It could be in cryptocurrency, it could be for personal use. It's up to them. Additionally, the main driver for investing in real estate is through something called rental yield, right? Or This could be rent paid by a tenant. It could be rent paid by an office building or a company. So our focus is really focusing on um, the hospitality sector in Thailand, in Southeast Asia is our kind of greater ambitions. But right now we're focusing on the hospitality sector, which is largely hotels and resorts. And so these are managed by, international brands. Our first asset that we're going to be tokenizing later this year is managed by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. So, people who invest in that asset, they don't need to worry about ever managing a tenant. They don't need to worry about property maintenance, and they can enjoy the benefits of the the rental asset from that specific real estate project. So really, when it comes down to is also that is you could say a separate actually from the token value and is distributed directly into the wallet in a stable equivalent. So, if the rental yield is, let's say 10% per annum, that is paid separately from the token value. And investors and people who are participating on the platform, they can do what they like with that. They can take that rental yield and the stable asset. They can choose to buy more tokens. They can buy other cryptocurrencies on other platforms. They can use it as a way to pay for expenses. So it provides this passive income for really for investors at let's say a smaller fraction of the property kind of scale. The best one also is portfolio diversification. So no longer do when you purchase real estate, usually it's a heavy investment. It's takes 2 to 3 months in consideration. You have to go to banks, you have to seek out loans, you have to apply for loans. This one really, when we begin to look at the benefits of tokenization and we begin to look at how that can end up in fractional ownership, then you can diversify your portfolio over multiple assets and as we grow and expand over multiple regions. So what we see is this is the next wave of real estate investment. And that's not necessarily, my opinion. It's an opinion of what we see in the headlines. You've got Larry Fink talking about, who's a BlackRock CEO, saying tokenization is going to be the next wave for real estate investment. You've got Boston Consulting Group saying tokenization is going to change the way that we interact with assets, whether it be real estate, whether it be companies. There's going to be this next wave of tokenized assets really being able to, one, streamline ownership through the integration of blockchain, through the use of smart contracts. And so we're quite excited. I mean, and also, we're located in a region, specifically in Southeast Asia, that I always get asked this quite a bit. Well, why Southeast Asia? Well, one, it's our background. It's where we live. It's where I've developed businesses in the prop tech industry here in Thailand, Southeast Asia. And number two is it's got 650 million people, So you have the highest crypto adoption really anywhere in the world here in Southeast Asia. So Thailand has, I think, 13% crypto adoption. This is people who've held or interacted with cryptocurrency. You've got Vietnam, that's 20%. You've got Singapore, that's 15%. So these regions are largely 4 times higher than the global average, which is anywhere from 3 to 4%. And you also have, in terms of blockchain adoption, you have really progressive regulatory stance in the regions, which are more friendly for tokenization of assets, blockchain, cryptocurrency, people starting projects, whether it be asset backed, whether it be they're a gaming platform. So even Thailand just announced a $1 billion tax break for companies issuing investment tokens. And so it's kind of nice to have this narrative in line with really what we're doing. And we are really at the kind of the leading edge. I mean, we're developing a platform that is fully integrated with blockchain. Individuals can have custody over their tokens, which represent the asset. We do the due diligence before tokenizing an asset on our platform. There's no uncertainty with where the asset lies. We are in compliance with all legal and regulatory framework from where we tokenize the asset. So we're doing pretty much everything to build a scalable business, and so that's kind of where we see it, the industry going forward, specifically over the next 5-10 years. And so Propbase itself is longer term, game plan. We've got a 5-year roadmap. We just announced also our near term roadmap, which is the next 6 months, which is where we can kind of get into our IDO and what we plan for a DEX and SEX listing, and we're quite excited. And so we're a startup, but we've built really successful businesses in the past. This is kind of what we consider to be the most exciting part of the journey, and we're happy to be talking to you guys and connecting with your community here.
All right. I kind of like how you went ahead to cover most of the questions that I had prepared, especially on regulations, and also rental yield, and also when you covered should I say the 4 main benefits of using Propbase. Now,
Yeah,
I would like to ask this question. Could you explain to us how Propbase goes about streamlining listing and lead management processes? Now, you've mentioned that you do your due diligence before you tokenize any asset, any real estate asset. So how exactly do you go about that?
Yeah, great question. I can sum that up really quick. We work with real estate developers who are building, larger assets. They're often publicly traded, or they could be private, but maybe they would have 50 projects underneath their belt, maybe up and operating for 20 years. So we work with them in order to tokenize their assets. We do so in a compliant manner and provide a secure infrastructure for them to be able to go through the issuance process. It starts with application. So they apply to us. There's generally 2 or 3 months of conversation. We have to meet with multiple teams within their development company. We then run through a third-party appraisal process, and once that's complete, then let's take, for example, our first one is a hotel, so it gets placed into an LLC, and then the offering gets placed onto our platform. We then have users come on board. So we're a pretty transparent company in terms of people who want to participate. They go through a KYC process. They connect their wallet, sign up with us, and then it goes through about maybe a 1 month offering process where it's similar to crowdfund raising. Once we reach the hard cap, then the asset is considered sold. You cannot go beyond the hard cap. Prior to the offering, we provide on our platform all the information that investors would need, as well as the community channels for individual investors to communicate, share insight, and hopefully come to the same conclusion that we have, which is it's a good asset. It's got a relatively good 5-10 year game plan. It's in a region that's growing. So specifically, the reason we chose the hospitality sector in Thailand is because tourism here is outstanding. I'm sure a lot of people on the call, they've maybe been here, or they're in the region, or maybe they travel here for 2 weeks out of the year. And so the Ministry of Thailand and Tourism is just announced that by 2027 they're forecasted to hit about 80 million tourists. And so the government's done all the right steps in making sure that they build that infrastructure so that they can renovate airports, expand airports. And so the next step is really the hotel development scene. So that's why we're focused in the hospitality sector. But we're not specifically trying to manage the assets ourselves. We partner with licensed third-party hotel operators these hotel operators then, manage the asset, deal with the asset, and really give us the projections before tokenizing it. And so that's where, people can come on, they can, have a few weeks to make a decision, look at all the work, the documentation, run through the legal process, some of the everything that they need to do. But really, I mean, to come in and participate, you just run through a KYC, you connect your wallet, you can pop in and, buy a few tokens representing that asset. And if you want to, a few months later, you can sell it to another Propbase user. So.
All right. Thank you. Now, I think I have about let's see, 3, 4 questions, but I want to try and cram it into the next 10 minutes, so that we can take questions. I think that all of the idea behind Propbase is pretty much easy to understand, especially if you take out the time to go through the website and do your due diligence on it. But I would like to ask, and I feel like this is important to, and I'm speaking from, should I say, the perspective of an investor. And as an investor, this is important to me, especially when investing in a project that is delivering a good utility. Could you elaborate on the community governance model of Propbase? Because I feel like it's very important to know if investors, if there are measures set up to make sure that investors are involved in or participate in the decision-making processes. So if that is possible, or if that is available in the project, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, great question. So I'll probably start here with the 2 aspects. So I use the word tokenization a lot, which means token. So, but there's kind of 2 areas. One area is, property tokens, which represent physical properties. We're also, through our IDO, we're launching our native utility token, which is called Props. And so that's the one we plan to go on a DEX and a SEX. That's the one we're doing our IDO for. That's the one that has the utility which powers the Propbase ecosystem. So going back to, let's say, a property token, it's unique to the individual asset proposition, right? So if it's a residential property, it's a little bit different. If it has a smaller group of investors, it's a little bit different. So we can put a governance model in place. We definitely have that on our website. That's more for residential properties, which we do intend to do. For more commercial assets, you don't need to worry as much because there's usually, much smarter people than myself or really any of us. And we also invest in the properties, right? So, we would deem it, investable, right? So a lot of the decisions around, let's say, the larger assets, we usually leave to the professionals. For the smaller assets, there are some offerings such as if, the asset reaches a certain price, maybe we would look to go in and potentially detokenize it, right? So if it goes from 100,000, maybe in 1 or 2 years, it reaches a market value of 150,000 US dollars, right? If it's a condominium or a smaller landed house, then that would be, something that would be in our roadmap, let's say early 2024. But right now we like to focus on largely, commercial assets in the hospitality sector, because we think that those are the most attractive assets that can be tokenized. And, individual, let's say retail investors, someone looking to invest $10,000, $20,000, they're not necessarily looking for, let's say, too much governance over the asset, right? Generally, they want to make sure that it's in the hands of a professional management company, that it generates the yield that's expected of it, that they don't have to deal with, excessive fees, and they can have various degrees of liquidity, or choose to just really sell their tokens at really any time on our secondary marketplace. So that's the property tokens, and those are specific to the individual assets that we are tokenizing on our platform at full platform launch. So our roadmap is over the next 3 months, we're doing IDO round 1, IDO round 2, and then IDO round 3. And then what we're doing is we're launching the props token on a DEX and a SEX kind of at the same time around the first week of November. And so that's more geared towards, I guess, kind of the interest, probably much more interest, especially on a lot of, the participants looking to get involved with us much sooner. So that's probably one of the most exciting things, because it really powers the entire ecosystem of Propbase. And rightfully so. I mean, we've designed the native utility token to really be at the heart of all the modules. So it serves as a uniform method for all smart contract interaction on our platform, all transaction fees, access to properties that we will list on the platform a little bit later. It will provide, discounts on fiat on-ramp, off-ramps. There's about 8 other utility features that we have built around the native utility token props. And so we're starting out, we've got our IDO kicking off tomorrow. We have, about 150 participant, or not 100, we have about 100 whitelist spots, and then we have about 70 more participants who've signed up without whitelist spots. And so we're giving away now our last kind of remaining ones. And so it's a market cap of 153,000. So we're, adequately priced for, let's say a round 1 IDO. And if you look at, a range of other platforms that are maybe doing similar things, but in other regions, they've generally reached a market cap of 2 to 3 million, and so they're awesome. I think everyone in the RWA real estate tokenization space is, it's just great people. I'm friends with a lot of other platform developers. We talk and share about ideas, kind of what we're doing all over the world, and so it's really an exciting space, specifically because we're solving a real world problem, and probably trying to tackle one of the biggest problems facing the world today, which is the liquidity and the transferability of one of the biggest real world assets, right? Real estate. So yeah, I see this as quite exciting. We're super excited about our IDO. We've got a great response so far, and we're basically got a very clear roadmap for the next 6 months ahead of us. We've already built out our prototype. We're really happy with it. We put about 2,000 dev hours into the development. Anyone can go in, they can check it out. And then if anyone, wants to participate in round 1 IDO, we've got the 5 whitelist spots ready to rock and roll. I see that 2 people have gone in already and checked out the whitelist spots. So that's great.
Okay. I think I'll just go ahead and take questions, and then maybe towards the end of it, I will ask the last question. But before I unmute, should I say approve the first person? I am interested in funding. You mentioned that you are going to have 3 IDOs, 3 rounds of IDOs. But up until now, how have you been able to, how have you been able to fund development up until this point? Because I feel like this is another important aspect for an investor, to know if there was any sort of funds raised prior to this first IDO you're having. So was there any kind of like VC backing or any seed sale raise or anything like that?
Yeah, we did a small seed round. But myself and our leadership team, we've built and sold 3 businesses in the past. So you could almost also say that it's self-funded. So I think that that's, key for people who are participating in our IDO to know that the team is investing their own funds behind it. We also did a small seed round for 5% of our token supply, which is in our tokenomics. And I guess what we're looking to do now is go through our IDO rounds, get product up and launched, and then next year, maybe 2024, maybe halfway through the year, maybe a little bit late 2024, then we'll go on for equity financing round.
All right, all right, all right. Now, I think I have the first person ready to speak, and that's 137. Please go ahead with your question one.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me opportunity. So my question is, real estate and crypto are already seen as risky investment tools. How do you ensure that laws and transparency that will result from the combination of these two factors?
I can't hear. Is it me or?
Are you guys understood my question?
Could you
Hello
please
guys.
repeat your question clearly?
Yeah, sure. So my question is,
Can you guys
real
hear me?
estate and crypto are already seen as risky investment tools. Hello guys. Hello. Hello guys, can you
Okay,
hear me?
I couldn't really pick up anything. No, I cannot hear you. Like I can hear you, but I don't know. I think it's breaking, and I really can't pick up on what anything that you're saying. So,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you, Kevin.
Okay, good. All right. Good.
Yeah, but
Good.
I couldn't really hear what he was saying or the question that he was asking.
Guys,
Now
can
I
you hear
could
me?
hear his voice, but yeah, I can hear you, but your question is not clear. One, if you're there, please, if you can make your question a little bit clearer so that we can understand it.
Okay, can I question? Hello guys, can you hear me? Hello guys.
Please, one, could you leave your question in the comment section and I'll try to take it?
Yeah,
Because you
already
seem
I
to be having
submitted.
some sort of connection
Already I
issues.
submitted.
Please leave your question in the comment section. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Julian, you're up next. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny, for bringing me on. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So I want to know, my question to Propbase is, what are some of those important features in their roadmap which they have actually accomplished or which they are yet to accomplish, last to achieve, which will actually onboard or attract more users to this platform for the development of the project? That's my question. Thank you.
Kevin, are you there?
Yeah, but I couldn't hear any question.
Oh, wow. Julian, could you repeat your question?
Okay, sure, I will. My question is, I want to know what are some of those important features that they have actually accomplished or achieved in their roadmap
We might have a little bit of
that could actually onboard
spaces glitch.
or users to their platform for the development of the prop-based project.
All right. Kevin, if
The,
you can hear me, I will go ahead and repeat Julian's question.
I can hear you.
Okay. Julian wants to know what are some of the achievements like from your roadmap? What are some of the things that you have achieved from your roadmap that are intent on bringing more users to the project? Just summarizing what he asked.
Oh yeah. So we came out with a post, Twitter post, maybe 6 or 7 days ago, which highlighted what we call H1. So our 6 months, the first half of 2023. One of those key objectives was applying for our licensing process. Another key objective was the development of our prototype, which was about 2,000 hours of development time. Another key was our signups. So we've got around 2,600 people who are ready for full platform launch. Some of these people are also, participating in our IDO through whitelist spots. And we attended 12 events over the last 6 months. So these are either conferences, Ireland Blockchain Week, Paris Blockchain Week. We did a few events here in Southeast Asia. And so we're constantly getting the word out there and building up our user base. And so, but the IDO really is a big thing that draws a lot of attention. And so what we have right now is, a strong community, I would say, compared to what we had, in 3 months ago. So our community is quite strong. We have people who are genuinely interested in what we're doing and what we're building. These people, they're familiar with real estate tokenization. They're investing in other platforms. They're investing in us. They understand the model. They like it. We also have great partners that do a lot for us. We've attracted a lot of, let's say, experts in the region to really begin to speak on our behalf as well. We also have our Launchpad partner, which is amazing. So it's KD Labs. They have a strong community. They're in multiple different blockchains. We're building on the Aptos blockchain. They're also in Cadena, which is, an amazing community. So we've really built up, I guess you could say, a strong community of blockchain aficionados. A lot of these people they're into mining. They run their own GPU miners. They're running their own Bitmain miners. A lot of them, they're really for, blockchains that have, proof of work. They have that, they like the real world utility of Propbase. They like the impact that it has on the market, just like, proof of work does. And so, I think that from where we were, 3 months, 6 months ago to where we are now, we have a very strong community, and it'll just continue to get stronger and stronger. I think the IDO is one thing for us because, getting the community who've invested in us, who trusted us, who want to see, the platform grow is a key step. Then continuing to grow that through multiple rounds and, getting to full platform launch where people can actually see the utility around the native props token. They can use it on our platform. They can interact with it. They can, generate yield from it. All those different types of things is really what is, builds the community up. And honestly, also going on platforms like this, I mean, we'd love to partner with, crypto miners for all of our future events. And, you guys are definitely, one of the biggest, groups in terms of, obviously having a focus in mining and other, areas that are, very, very valuable for blockchain.
All right. Thank you for answering that. And Julian, thank you for your question. Now, I think I'm going to take these two questions from the comment section. And this one is from Mr. Shark. Okay. So this person's asking, does Propbase offer integrations with other popular real estate tools or platforms such as MLS systems or accounting softwares?
A great question. I understand. I built a lot of those MLSs in the past. I've built a lot of those SaaS tools. We will integrate with some in the near future, but it will be through our own modules. So one of the modules we have on our roadmap is an agency affiliate program, but we're not currently in development of that now. We're focusing largely just on what we call Marketplace 1 and Marketplace 2. As we begin to, let's say late 2024 is when we begin to enhance through more like modules that adapt into the real estate industry. But yeah, I mean, for me, that's, and I have a background of building, SaaS-based platforms, property portals. That's like my bread and butter. And so that's kind of, definitely a route that we're going to go. But for right now, we're just staying focused on keeping our roadmap tight. There's a lot of things that our team wants to build. There's a lot of things that we want to build, but but keeping it focused, and focusing, I guess, right now on execution is probably the most important part.
All right. I will take this last question from Vasco, and it's still on the general topic of partnership. But Vasco is asking, with blockchain being such a young industry, partnerships are an integral component of any project's journey. What types of partnerships have you already attained, and what are the plans on this front moving forward?
Can you say that again? Sorry, just can you say it again? There was
Okay.
yeah.
Vasco wants to know what types of partnerships that you have already, locked down, and if you haven't locked down any, what are the plans on this front, like moving forward?
Oh yeah. So in the Web3 space, we've locked down tons of partnerships. Obviously, we're building on the Aptos blockchain. Where our team interacts with them. Not too much, but I mean they support us from a technical development. In addition to that, we have Launchpad partners. We have our treasury management partners, which is Streamflow Finance. We have multiple marketing partners. So that's on the Web3 front. On the, let's say, the asset tokenization front, we already secured our first real estate asset we plan to tokenize at the Q4 of 2023, which is a big feat. So total $140 million asset, 6 hotels, about 950 keys, and then we'll be focusing on one of those hotels in Q4 2023. And as we continue to go further, I've got a few more partnerships that are going to be lined up, but let's say that's going to be more towards the end of the year. Definitely one of them is our SEX listing partner for the native utility token Props, which is slated for the first half of November.
All right. I think that covers questions from community, but I would like you to touch one more time on the IDOs and.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I cut out a little bit, but I heard you say IDO. Yeah, so our IDO starts tomorrow. Whitelist round is for 3 days. The IDO lasts for a total of 10 days. The hard cap is quite small. It's 100,000. Our starting market cap is 153,000. And we've got a great runway ahead of us. We've got already about 160, 170 participants lined up, registered. If anybody here is looking to deep dive into what we're building, what we've already built so far, we've definitely got everything open and out there in a transparent way. We have a 32-page white paper. We have a light paper. We have videos of demos. You can go in and check out our demo. And if you want a whitelist spot, just specifically, probably I'll keep it open for the next few minutes. I think that a third one came through, so we've got 2 more spots left. We've got that's it really. I mean, we're pretty excited. There's a lot of momentum from the team. Happy to be sharing a little bit about our vision and our mission, and quite happy to connect with people who are focused on mining, focused on looking for projects. I'd say a big compliment to people who are on this call today. You guys are the ones who kind of, you're looking for the projects that are going to be successful in 2024, 2025. You guys are doing your research, and take a look at us, deep dive into our documentation. Hop over to our community, which is, we've got a vibrant Telegram community. We've got a vibrant Discord community. There's also everything from rewards and incentives that you can do. And we've got moderators there to help you through it. So it's not too late. I know that might start tomorrow sounds like a daunting process, but in a half hour you can probably get through a lot. And then if anybody really is interested to learn, quite a bit more, myself or our leadership team, we always get DMs, we always get people asking us questions, and we're happy to really engage with community members, especially people who are looking to invest in our IDO.
All right. Thank you, Kevin, for taking out the time to come chat with us about the Propbase project. It was enlightening. So thank you for that.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, guys.
For everyone who participated, thank you. And thank you for your brilliant questions. Like Kevin mentioned or has mentioned a couple times during the session, there is still about 2 whitelist spots open for the IDO schedule to happen tomorrow. So, yeah, if you're interested, definitely go check it out, join the community. And I will encourage every one of us to follow them on Twitter and also join the community. As I always say, this is so that you can stay updated on the latest announcements, and also so that you can stay safe out there and your funds can be safe. All right. So yes. And last but not least, no matter how excited we are about any project that we present on here, nothing we do here is financial advice, and you have the duty to extensively do your research on any project that we present here before investing. Thank you once again for joining, everyone, and thank you, Kevin, for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys.
All right. See you guys in the next session. Bye.